Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Guys Night Live. I'm Jesus Velasquez.
I'm Jordan Zacharias.
And I hope you've been enjoying our Flicker treats for this Halloween season. Today we're going to focus on a movie, a flick, and it's actually one of our favorite, most campy horror scary movies.
This one's great.
It's a movie called Killer Klowns from Outer Space.
By the theme song by the Dickies, right?
The Dickies,
the
yeah.
Dickies,
yeah. So it's Killer Klowns from Outer Space came out in 1988, and it's a total. It's one of those movies. I remember seeing it on when I was a kid. There's a TV show called, I've mentioned this a few times on this podcast, Friday Night Fright Night.
Yeah, dude.
And so it's a very campy, scary movie. There's not like gore in it, but there's like blood, and it's very.
It's PG-13. It's not an R-rated flick at all. It's a fun campy one. I put it in the same vein as like a Monster Squad as far as that level of maturity.
Yeah.
Who should watch it? Maybe.
I think Monster Squad even has more like bad words and. I
think you're probably right. Yeah.
Where Killer Klowns doesn't like. It doesn't have much, if any, like nudity. There's a girl taking a shower, but they don't show anything.
No, there's no nudity. No. There's just some like cheesy violence. That's it.
Cheesy violence. Like I said, maybe cheesy
cotton candy cocoons.
Yeah, candy. So that's the thing. Like, there's not gore, but like when they tear the cocoons, like there's blood or something.
Right.
But other than that, it's very light. It's very easy. I'm trying to think. There's not a lot of like famous people in this movie. There's some people you would recognize, but you're like, oh, that guy.
There's the sheriff I recognize.
Yeah, that was gonna say about the sheriff.
You know what he was in, dude?
What was he in?
He was in. He was one of the bad guys. In fact, I think he was a bad sheriff in Ernest Goes to Camp, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
He was. I swear, he was one of the bad guys in Ernest Goes to Camp that's trying to stop them. The camp, because he's the construction guy trying to stop them. The camp from happening because he wants to develop it. I swear, it's the same actor. I swear.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, that's him. What's his name?
So he's his name is Curtis or John Vernon.
John Vernon,
which is weird because I thought that was the name of Ernest, or what's the name of Ernest?
No, Jim Varney.
Jim Varney.
That's his real name.
John Vernon, Jim Varney. I mean, they're kind of the same. So, but anyways, back to
Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ernest kills the clowns. Killer Klowns is the synopsis of the movie is that these killer clowns come from outer space and they're harvesting humans to eat them or whatever.
I think I've watched this movie 4 times and I still don't understand why they're what they're doing exactly.
I'm not really 100% sure. You don't really care too much because
I kind of get the amnesia near the end of this movie. I've watched it 4 times and I still don't always remember exactly how it ends. Do you notice?
Well, the thing is, we just watched it like last week, and I'm trying to figure out. Wait, how did it end again?
Good. Okay, it's not just me.
Yeah, you're right. It's like maybe the Killer Klowns have this spell of like, oh, you got to keep watching it. I love this movie. It's really fun though. It has a lot of great characters. Like there's the cops, the boyfriend
fight in the alley,
the boyfriend and girlfriend, the two like the comedic sidekicks, which is like you don't really need a comedic sidekick because this movie is pretty comedy in itself. But you got the comedic sidekicks that are selling ice cream. Oh
gosh, those guys are so annoying.
Oh gosh, their voice is so annoying. Their characters are so annoying. But I mean, they're likable in the sense of like they're supposed to be likable because they're the comedic relief, but their voice and their antics are a little over the top.
Yeah, for sure.
It is funny that this is the one movie that I was telling you about this while we were watching it. It's the one movie that's really interesting because you have 2 male protagonists where like the girl, it's like the female character has a boyfriend and then she has an ex-boyfriend who's a cop. And so we even said it in the beginning of the movie. I remember like, oh, I think the new boyfriend's going to die. And then the ex-boyfriend's going to like, be the hero. But as spoiler right here.
Spoiler alert for Killer Klowns.
1988. If you want to know, if you haven't seen it, spoiler. The whole movie goes on and they both survive. So they're both the hero, which is really weird. I've never really seen that like in not that this movie really plays the story arc of
this movie doesn't play by the rules.
Yeah. It's kind of going like on its own rules, but the one thing about this movie is that like I'm like that's weird. I've never seen that. Whatever, it worked out.
It's a fun campy B movie that's a perfect one for like a high school sleepover or something like that.
Oh yeah. Buddies. This was definitely like a sleepover, like middle school, high school.
That's when me and my buddies watched it one time.
Yeah, and so a lot of fun characters, even the clowns. Like there's a lot of fun characters, a lot of fun kills. As weird as that sounds,
the makeup is great on the clowns.
Oh, the makeup is great. The costumes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I say fun kills, it's weird because like it's like they're fun. Like they're really creative on how the clowns capture or kill or whatever,
And it's fun because they do it in creative ways that aren't gory. which can be a challenge, I think, as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
So they did it in a cool way without being over the top gory or bloody.
Absolutely. And so it's fun. The funny thing is, like, it's not scary, but some of the clowns actually do look pretty creepy.
Their faces are creepy, and so
for
sure.
It's definitely like
it's not for little kids.
Yeah, if my kids came into the room, I wouldn't be like, oh, this is funny. Like, it is creepy.
Yeah.
But it is definitely a fun movie to check out this Halloween. If you don't like scary movies, but you don't mind them, this is a movie to check out. Like I said, no gore, little blood, but very cheesy, very campy, very fun. It's a fun horror. I wouldn't even say horror movie. I'd say it's a fun scary movie, Halloween popcorn flick.
It'll leave you smiling and laughing.
Yes, you'll be like. You'll definitely be like, well, that was pretty cheesy. And that's what it was. It was 80s.
Think Monster Squad, think Evil Dead.
I said this was the 80s pinnacle of 80s cheeseball horror, So anyways, check out Killer Clowns from Outer Space this Halloween. We'll see you next time.
Boom.